Okay, this is going tremendously. This is so enjoyable. So just to finish up on the presidents, there's two Bushes, a Clinton, and an Obama. So just kind of roll those all into one there.
Well, overall with the three, world of difference. First Bush, I thought he was kind of weak, but apparently he did a good fill-in job.
He was a good first baseman at Yale.
Yeah, is that the
he did well. He did well there.
Yeah,
and then he came in on the coattails of Reagan, and
well, that was a problem.
Yeah,
following Reagan, in my opinion, I'm opinionated there, and also,
and that's what we love about you.
And the second Bush, how do you spell the name? No, I thought he had a lot of fire and good things, but it's hard to see him as a president.
Yeah.
Though I admire him in certain respects, but he inherited a tough job, and
the key word is he inherited. He inherited a lot.
yeah,
Yeah. He not sadly, but I mean, without his dad being president,
yeah.
is he going to be a candidate for president? I don't think so.
No.
Yeah. And then and of course Clinton, very controversial president. But
yeah,
I tell you, good times. The economy was rolling.
Sometimes it's hard to evaluate when there's a good president or he hits a lucky.
It's like a draft choice in football. You got to wait a few seasons.
Yeah, right.
So now that you've sat down and thought about Clinton, your opinion?
Well, the question is to evaluate a president. You got to go 50 years or so.
Yeah. Let's meet in 50 years. I'll be like 106 and you'll be
102.
Oh, no, 2.
I never could have. Students of Sunnyvale knew that.
Well, I beat you 106 to 102, and it did go into overtime. And how many points did Paulson score?
His highest game was 42 points against Gilroy.
My God, this guy! Well, I'm stomping on your line. Awesome. So 42 points against the Gilroy Haybakers.
Yeah, he was a great student and a wonderful man. I see him often.
I have to interject. As a younger man, I would go to Sunnyvale High School basketball games in '62, and Eric Paulson was my first hero. Eric Paulson and Willie Mays.
Yeah.
And a big fan of Keith Paulson, too.
That's
Keith was
right.
a terrific athlete.
And I'll say his older brother was Paul.
John. Was it John?
John,
yeah, John Paulson.
He was in the first graduating class.
Yeah.
And he was a very fine man. I knew their parents very well, too. But,
and I think Tony Nunes appreciated the Paulsons, too.
oh.
We're going to be here till midnight.
I had, when we won the All-Sports Championship at Sunnyvale, we won it 2 or 3 times with the Santa Clara Valley League. They ran pictures, one picture in the newspaper, Palo Alto Times, for example, when I had the big trophy, and I was given it, well, that's when Eric was Athlete of the Year in Northern California.
Yeah, All-American.
I gave him, handing him the trophy. That's my greatest claim to fame.
You hitched your wagon to a Paulson.
Yeah.
Hey, he didn't mean any presidents like you did. And can he do Kissinger? I don't think so. I don't think he can.
Yeah,
so we'll swing it back around, and we may go back to sports, but we'll go back to Clinton and
Clinton. I think is hired by many people, even Republicans who don't want to admit it, as being a very good, if not great, president. And he had a great rapport with the public.
Yes.
Great speaker, and he knew what to say and how to make people feel good. And I have a picture with him too. And but the picture is, the lady has it, she can take my picture for the paper.
Oh, nice.
It's a shot of my daughter and the president in the middle, and I'm on the other side. And my Clinton put his arms around both of us during the picture taken. And as he ended, my daughter, turned to my daughter.
If that's Bush, don't answer.
I'm like, See?
Hello, this is Adrian. Sorry I'm unavailable.
That's it, good.
Get rid of that again.
But
Okay,
anyway,
so swing it back around.
And so I had his arms around each of us. One arm, his left, me, and my right, my daughter. My daughter was a great admirer of Clinton. So she started asking questions. As he turned, he grasped his hand, and when he turned from me, his arm around me, my hand slipped on his bottom. And I think I'm going to go into history. I show it to my kids, you know, and grandchildren. His grandpa with his hand on the butt of a president.
You never had sexual relations with that president. That's your claim. Oh my gosh.
Overall, I think he's been a good, whether he goes down as one of the top, that's yet to be seen. I have personally some apprehension, because I believe in morality. And I think that's his #1 thing.
There was a failing there.
Yeah.
So we're gonna end up with Obama.
Obama, yet to be determined. I think he's a great orator. He can read well too from the teleprompter.
By the way, we do have a teleprompter back over here. Now, Adrian is sensational. Everything from the top of his head. 42 points against Gilroy, Eric Paulson.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. I think that was 1961, right? Maybe 62. Anyway, I could tell you a lot about Eric. Obama, I think he's got some great ideas, but not so implementable,
Right.
because of finance restrictions.
Right.
And I have questions, this is my opinion of course, I have questions about what's going to happen in the future with the big hole we've been digging and economically. That's strictly my personal, nothing to do with it. But I think he has great personal contact with his constituency.
I look at it this way, Adrian. When you grew up as a young man in the South, you were in Louisiana.
Yes.
If someone would have told you that in your lifetime, which has been a great life, that you would have seen a black president.
Excellent question. And I've been asked that before. And there's something phenomenal here, maybe not so. Maybe it's a faith, a trust. When I grew up in the South, it was, obviously, everybody knows, total blacks against whites, mostly whites against black. And I grew up in that environment.
We can just summarize and say there was a lot of ignorance.
That's exactly right.
It's ignorance.
I got to make this point about my mother. It's so significant to my life. She was alone taking care of us, and didn't know my father. He was 4 hours. And I never once can remember who used the N-word.
Yeah.
And consequently, I've never used it. And so that tells me the morality or the consciousness of her, knowing that she would say, if it hurts somebody, why use it? Why hurt somebody? And so I never used, to my knowledge, that N-word.
You brought up your dear mother 3 times. Tell me her full name. What was her full maiden name?
And Nellie Desmond Stanga. Her maiden name was Desmond.
Desmond.
Desmond. Irish.
Irish.
Yeah, I'm Port Irish. I think Stanga's Italian.
Hey.
I love spaghetti. And
A pasta
I
man.
love it. But many of my close friends are Italian.
Original Joe's.
Yeah.
OJ's.
Good, yeah.
All right, we're going to get a little lighthearted here. I'm going to ask some favorites.
Yeah.
Favorite movies?
Before you do that,
Oh,
may I
please,
ask you-
finish up.
I know we're out of time.
No, we're not out of
But
time.
some of my most important time of my life, maybe significantly, is the years we haven't touched upon. And we don't have time for that. My second wife and her death and so forth. But no, go ahead.
No, I was, well, in my mind, remembering back a year ago when you talked so eloquently at the class of '64, your greatest years as either a teacher, administrator, or a college student, or the years that you spent at Sunnyvale High School?
Absolutely.
And I have this mantra that there's two things I say. It's, we all have a story, everybody has a story, and we are all Jets. From 56 through 81, and then continuing on through this miracle of Facebook and YouTube, and pictures and videos. But I know from your heart, that was a great time for you. And since I graduated in '67, I was right in the middle of that.
Yes.
You know, the school started in '56. The first graduating class was '60. The school sadly closed in '81.
Yeah.
But just briefly, your thoughts about Sunnyvale High. If you had to tell a stranger about your experience.
That's going to be hard to do because I had so many wonderful experiences. One of the greatest was in 1958 when this class was freshmen. I lost my first wife in 1958.
And what was her name?
Adrian Stanga. And what's a significant point in telling this is I've never in my life had experienced such caring and understanding and sympathy. Because I was at Sunnyvale, she developed cancer in '57 when I was at Fremont. In March of '58 she died. The point here is the entire student body of that class fell in line to help me. The French club, the Spanish club, the ASB, the flywheel and the shops, and all collected money to help me financially.
Oh man.
This was a tremendous impact on my life. The generosity, the caring of those students. That would be part of class of '62, because when I became principal, you graduated, which I find coincidental to be interesting. I started as principal and graduated with your class in 1960 to principalship.
Fantastic, fantastic, great.
Yeah.
That was well spoken from your heart, Adrian.
Yeah, absolutely. Never forget it.
Oh my goodness. So we're going to go with some favorites.
Okay.
Here we go. Favorites. Favorite movies.
Oh.
I mean, you've been watching movies forever.
Yeah.
But what would stick out?
Oh, there's so many. I can't name one. Gone with the Wind was a classic. There's so many of them.
Yeah.
I hesitate to name one because I have time. Oh, there are so many.
And then I just came from Miss Buzz Dykers, and she always has music playing in her house, and she's a real music fan. What are some of your favorite songs? Maybe that you shared with your wife.
Yeah, well, I would. I'm very prejudiced here because of my early life. I'm going to play a recording for you.
Let's do it.
With with this too, because a lot of it, sharply put, is New Orleans music, jazz.
Oh, jazz.
Yeah, Armstrong, Louis Armstrong.
Louis.
And all of that beat, that's rhythm, that sound. You can't help but want to get up and dance.
Yes.
But I like the 40s the best too. It was very sentimental, particularly we're in World War II.
So are you taking us on a sentimental journey right now? Come on, you know the line. Gonna take the sentimental journey. Gonna take da-da-da-da-da. Well, I grew up without a television. I grew up in Scotland. And I listened to radio, and I listened to Perry Como and Sinatra. And it was great for my imagination. Did a lot of reading. And so when I hear a song, and my mom used to sing them all the time, I know the words. I know the words. So if you named 3 or 4 songs, we'd probably sing them together. But was there a favorite song that you and your wife would?
Which wife?
Well, yeah. It's such an odd question to say you and your wives.
Yeah, my first wife, as I said, was a classical musician.
Oh, was she?
Oh yeah. She know classical. She never would play the piano unless she knew the music. She would never refer to sheet music. So she taught me a lot in that area. So we liked the 40s too. The second wife was
And what was her name? That was
Francis Border Stanga,
got it.
college professor.
Oh wow, fantastic.
She died after 17 years with Alzheimer's.
Oh jeez,
Married in 1916.
that's a difficult.
Same year that graduating class.
Yeah, that was a special.
As a matter of fact, and I still have it, in that 60 graduating class, they knew I was going to get married that summer. And they knew me well since they were all at Sunnyvale, with hardships and all. And so some of the guys got together and they all signed a wedding card.
Nice.
About 20 of them. I still have it.
You know, getting back to that mantra of "We are all Jets," you could almost abridge that and say, "We are all Jets family."
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what it was.
The way you've eloquently talked about it.
That's what it was.
And there's people out there in the internets that, through getting older and some people retiring like me, we're realizing that we are a family, even though the school closed. And it would be easy for these memories to go away, but they're still there. You could look at a picture. I could pull a picture out of a yearbook right now and show it to you, and it will invoke a memory.
Yeah.
And
there's no question about that family business, because
yeah,
that's what I adhere to. Yeah. That's my family.
Yeah.
Those kids wasn't the vernacular, but they are my family. I learned a long time ago as a teacher and the principal of San Jose Mercury interviewed me in 1960, and they wanted to know how I would treat kids. Well, that's very simple. I want to treat kids like they're my own kids.
like your own kids.
No more, no less.
So you basically paid for all those college educations for all those kids that graduated from Sunnyvale High School, like your kids?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
If he could, he would. All right, I wrote down TV shows. What TV shows that you remember over the years? I was thinking of All in the Family. That was a turning point. But
yeah, that was.
So in the course of a day, what's a good day for Adrian Stanga? What do you do? I mean, what time do you wake up? Do you watch TV? Do you read? I know you're busy.
Well, I dedicated, so-called, dedicated my life to people. And when I'm with people, I'm at my highlight. And I've been very involved, Chico, Sunnyvale, and Saratoga. I left education in 1979, actually, and I opened 2 clothing stores, Adrian's Menswear.
Adrian's Menswear, that's right.
One in Saratoga and one in Sunnyvale.
That's right.
Because I always had the passion of going into business if I wasn't an educator.
We're going to pause.